Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So, I know it's been a while, but I've been very busy with real life stuff, actually going somewhere, and a couple of in-game things, here, Final Fantasy, that kind of stuff. So, not a lot of time to make videos like I used to in the past when I had free time in abundance. But I thought now would be a good time to not only try to get back into the swing of things more so, but also to try out this moon cup right here. I've only been able to do this once. It was back when it was here last time because I was stronger before then, or not as strong rather, the previous times it was here, but I got better medals and was able to do it. I'm even stronger now, so I'm interested to see how well I do, if at all, because who knows, the enemies could be different. They could have made the enemies stronger than they were last time. I don't know. But a couple of new things I have here, or at least I think. I know for a fact this one is. I'm very proud of this. I finally got another Kairi EX, and as you can see, extra attack power. Very handy. Very happy about that. Got that Ventus over there. Got this. Defense boost 3. Really happy about that. I wish one of these two, at least, was extra attack power. But having max gauge helps too, I guess, if I'm using really high-end metals and nothing to reel in that cost. I was able to get World of Final Fantasy Yuna to tier 7, because you can tell by her ability right here, all the stars are filled. I wish I had an attack boost 6 max. I did, but I used it on a different metal before they introduced the tier 7 thing. So unfortunately she doesn't have that, but she hits very hard on anything. And then the 3 turns upright strength. Really do like that. And I don't know if y'all knew I had this or not. That I don't know. But yeah, I have him too. I'm running kind of a mixed build, defensive and offensive, just to see how this goes, and then I'll switch up if necessary. So enough of that, let's hop in. Also, something I was thinking about while I was floating about is that, have any of you noticed, especially when I logged in, did any of you notice how they're not called carnivals anymore? Like, I can't remember the last time those things were called carnivals, but now they're called deals or something to that effect. I didn't really practice this, I'm just going off the top of my head, but I have been meaning to talk about that carnival thing because I'm curious to know, why do they change the names of them? Or why do they not have carnivals anymore? I just thought that was something interesting. Wonder if anyone else bothered to talk about that. Also, I'm not 100% sure about this either, because you all know, if there's anything you should remember about me, is that I don't remember anything. Wasn't the last time the Moon Gem Cup challenge was here, it was like an actual cup, like from the Hercules world, where you go into the arena and you just have to fight enemies back to back to back to back? I thought that's what it was. Maybe I was wrong, but I think that's how it should be, considering, cup. But yeah, as you can see, that Yuna with those 2 upright buffs just make short work of them. I also have a personal vendetta against this Shadow Magician. I really hate that thing. Probably not as much as the Golden Trichomacamas, whatever that word is, but it's still pretty up there. Also should go ahead and say, I have no idea how long this is going to take. If this thing ends up being able to just finish me off in like 3 to 5 attacks, then I'll just bring in another defensive medal because I clearly don't have the attack medals to just wallop it. That's usually my playstyle anyway. I noticed in a lot of the games I play more defensively than offensively. And that's perfectly fine with me. I have no problem with that. But yeah, my playstyle seems to be more defensive than offensive. So with that being the case, if this thing can just tear me apart, I'll just bring in another defensive medal to see if I can outlast him. Okay, I expected that much. I also know what medal I have in mind if this fails. Looks like it might though because I'm not even doing, or rather, I'm not even taking 3/4 the damage. Ah, there we go. Might have spoke too soon. I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know if your buffs actually stack when you get revived or something. I've never paid that close enough attention. I just know when it comes to fights like this, even with defense buffs, you will almost certainly be knocked out in one hit or one death combo. And then, using the exact same medals on the exact same enemies in the exact same way, if your defense boosts are high enough, you'll survive like I just did. So I think that's pretty interesting to say the least, and infuriating at times. I remember just this morning, I forgot what the challenge was. It was the one where yeah, it's the one where you have to go through fighting like 16 enemies. The main thing that I know you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this is the first time I've ever seen this. You have to beat the challenge having a cost limit. I think it's 129. I was fighting the last enemies in that challenge of today, and I was able to completely nerf their attack. Like, it was dropped all the way down to -7. All of my defenses were up to 7. I was taking no damage. Then out of the blue, I guess because the game figures it doesn't want you to turtle forever, even though it gives you the means to do exactly that, it decides it's going to, without showing it, multiply their strength by like 100 and just one-shot me anyway. So that was real annoying. So I went in there again with even more defense, and I was able to actually do it. So I don't know why that even happened, but there it was. I don't, and surely I'm not the only one who's noticed that, where you're doing perfectly fine, and then out of nowhere, the enemy just destroys you. Okay, but there we go. So that's out of the way. I'm starting to warm up to Fairy Stars. I kind of hate that it's so good because that means a lot of other people are going to be using it. But it's not that big of a deal because I'll just be using my own setup. That's why I've never looked up no high-end, this'll get you through everything kind of Keyblade setups. Every single one I've made, except with the exception of the ones Eternia recommended me, I've thought up on my own. Is it really just 2 challenges? Okay then. So if I remember correctly, this thing will actually hit a lot harder than the Iron Giant, not just because it's a higher attack, obviously, but because of its attack animations. This is the one I used to beat that cost challenge, by the way. I might bring her. I think I'm going to bring her in. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll go and try it at least. But yeah, as you can see earlier with that last fight, why I said I don't mind having the max gauge on my Vexen is because, again, if I'm using those high-end, high-cost metals and no way of lowering their cost, the extra gauge helps out. Even if it's just a little bit, it still helps. Oh yes, speaking of Vexen, I didn't want to make a video on it because I don't really care for the character. So I was going to wait until one of the ones I liked showed up. And by the way, it looks like that's probably not going to happen until Roxas, which is perfectly fine. But I was really impressed and enjoyed the Lexaeus organization event. I'm really glad they introduced those. I don't exactly, well, I mean, I guess it does make sense, kind of. Because of the month, I think, is why that was the way it was, why they started with Lexaeus and not Xemnas. But I'm really looking forward to those. Like, I can't wait to fight Roxas, obviously. Actually, I take that back. I take that back, because I completely forgot there is one above. Because the reason I say Roxas is because as soon as Lexaeus was a thing, I just could not wait to see what they would do with Roxas. Like, I imagine they're going to have him in his dual wield form, you know, with the robe up, or sorry, hood up, and Oathkeeper, Oblivion, that outfit, dual wield Roxas even. So I'm hoping they'll do that for him, and I think that's going to be really fun to see how he plans to beat you up fighting like that. So that's why I look forward to fighting Roxas the most. That's why I kind of forgot. I actually do have one numerically ahead of Roxas that I'm really eager to fight, and that would be Marluxia. So maybe when Marluxia shows up, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting through his entire challenge. I'm pretty certain I won't, but I'm going to try anyway, get as far as I can. But yeah, Marluxia is the one I'm really eager to see out of the ones coming up. And then, of course, there's Roxas, Xemnas. I'm trying to remember their order and how they're going to show up. Xigbar, I know a certain Kingdom Hearts Union Cross star is looking forward to fighting Xigbar. Xaldin, Sayax, Axel. Okay, I kind of lost the order there. I also want to see what Demyx is going to be like, because I sincerely doubt he's going to... You know what? I wonder if they're going to actually make him a time battle. Obviously, the time is going to go on forever, so it's not like you'll lose unless just for the sake of the Kingdom Hearts 2 memes, they actually give you a legit time limit, like 10 minutes or something to beat him, and then, of course, it gets shorter and shorter as you go on. And if the timer hits 0, you automatically fail. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that. But, yeah, I look forward to fighting Demyx, or Demyx, I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce his name right. I already told you my story of why I say it that way. Who else? Oh, man, I just had them, and now I can't remember who it was. Oh, right, of course. Luxord. I really want to fight Luxord, too, because of what his challenge made me feel like I was losing my mind. So yes, I look forward to fighting Luxord too. But again, out of numerical order, or in numerical order, I want to fight Marluxia the most, because he's the one coming up next. He's, well, not next, he's 11, but between him and Roxas, he's next. So I'm looking forward to fighting Marluxia. Couldn't care less about Larxene, but I guess I'll fight her just because she's such a huh. And then, when Roxas shows up, I'm really looking forward to that one. I should guess I'll go ahead and ask for... Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened there. I got paralyzed. I wasn't looking. But yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and ask for all 6 of the people who are watching me. Who are you looking forward to the most? Like, if you ask me the most, it would... it's kind of hard to say, because again, I really want to see what they do with Roxas. But as far as personal favorite organization member, I guess I'll still have to give it to Marluxia, even though I have reasons to believe that I might actually... It's kind of interesting. He's my favorite and like my second to least favorite at the same time, because of something that happened. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to spoil it. But yeah, there's a reason now where Marluxia might just be my second hatest organization member, only beat out by Larxene herself. But yeah, so there's that. Something else I wanted to mention. What was it? Oh yes, I want to go and say this too. Before, and I should have looked it up before I got on here, but I just wanted to make this video before I forgot or got too lazy or too busy because I still have some work I need to do, but I wanted to get this out of the way while I still could. I mentioned before, for every 10 subscribers that I get, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll try to still do that, but I'm also probably going to increase the number just so it won't be happening as frequently, because I've lost some and then I gained some, and then I have to keep constantly going back in and doing it. So yeah, there's that. But one person I do remember, and sorry, I promise I'll give you a proper one on my next video. One person I do want to call out in particular is Nexus. You all remember Nexus, don't you? My old party member from way back in the day, back when I was making videos like every single day. Yeah, she made a new YouTube account just to subscribe to me. So I was really happy that she did that. So thank you for that. She was one of the 40 before it dropped. And then there was somebody else. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name. Again, I'll go back and look. And then next time I make one of these, I'll be sure to give you one proper. But yeah, so there was Nexus and this one other person who were both the 10th. I think I'm at 39 right now. So like I said, I'm probably going to increase that number to every 15, every 20 or something like that, so that when I inevitably lose one or two and then I gain 2 or 3, I don't have to constantly do that. And I don't want to, you know, take like 6, 7, 9 months before I come back and be like, oh yeah, I've got like X amount of subscribers now. I should go ahead and let them know I appreciate that. I do, always. I always see it. It's just I take too long to make the proper video for it. And that's one of those attacks I was talking about. It doesn't help that this thing has a timer. At least it's red, though. The blue timers are the ones I can't stand. I would say the damage I'm doing is relatively decent. Except for that one. Oh, yes, how silly of me. I nearly forgot to mention. Excellent. You all probably noticed Skull has been transfigured. Yeah, he's a fox now. And I like that because I made him a kind of a cat dog, kitten, puppy, whatever you want to call him, whatever he was. I made him into that, which was nice because it was original, unique. I didn't just make him any one particular thing. And I have a reason for doing that with this one, and that's just because everything meshes so well. And I have a very funny, well, not maybe very funny, but interesting story, I guess. It's funny to me, is that with Skull in his previous form, there was something that he would always do that bugged me. And it's like every, and I forgot what these things are called actually. So I just always call them pets, but it's like every Skull-esque pet that had this type of body would do this, and it looks so annoying because I'm a stickler for small details, because it's the small details that make up the big thing, so I always keep an eye out for small details. Anyway, one of his small details was that when Skull and body types similar to his would get into battle, they would always have 3 of their 4 paws on the ground, and then their back 4th leg would just be like sticking out, like they were about to take a leak or something. It just looks so annoying to see that pose, because it was like, why did they make the leg go up so high? That looks so stupid. But yeah, that was something I chose to never mention. And let me say this right now. Look at Skull right there. Look at him. Okay, because I didn't know how the camera would do once the battle got back. But if you saw, all of his legs were on the ground. All of them. That is how the originals should have been. But again, if you go back and watch my videos where Skull was his original self, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I chose not to mention that because I knew if I did, some of you would never be able to unsee it. And the only reason I'm bringing it up now is because we have a lot more pet options, so you don't have to see it if you don't want to. But, yeah, that's why I had him changed. And again, the reason I chose a fox is because a fox is pretty close to a dog, right? I mean, you've seen baby foxes. They're pretty cute. So I figured a fox would work for him. I gave him a little collar, which I really, really like, because that goes well with the orange, that green. there's that damage I was telling you about, that random damage. Anyway, but yeah, so he has the collar, and you can also see he has the glasses, but don't worry, he doesn't have any problems with his eyes. Truth be told, his eyesight is better than mine. No, between you and me, Skull actually wears those glasses because it makes him feel smarter. Never mind the fact that he squints. Again, I assure you, he can see just fine. But yeah, that's what's up with Skull. He's a fox now. Probably gonna stay that way too, unless they introduce like a chibi chibi wolf. If I was an artist, that would have been the birth of a character right there. A chibi wolf called Wolf. Wolf called Wolf. Anyway, let's hope this thing doesn't one-shot me out of the blue again. He almost did. Thank goodness for that max defense boost 3. Defense boost 3 max. I think I'm going to kill it this turn, provided I don't trigger the timer right there. This should definitely help. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. And that right there, Eternia, is exactly why I chose to give her the tier 7 and not Saïx. Yeah, I figured I wouldn't make any of the turns, which is unfortunate. So in that case, I need more attack power. I'm not going to worry about it, though. I just wanted to see if I could actually do it, like make it to the end. And I did. I just didn't make the requirements. That I will do on my own time. I'm going to go and take this thing out before I forget. But yeah, that's my latest balanced Keyblade setup. As you can see, it's great for turtling. I can still do out a lot of damage. It's just that one had turn requirements. If it was just, you know, my favorite, excuse me, if it was just my favorite challenges, which would be get to the end, finish with no continues, that kind of thing, I would have had that in the bag. But of course, they wanted to make it harder, so they gave you a pseudo time limit. In this case, it wasn't actual time, it was turns. But I digress. I could do it, I just couldn't do it very fast. And as you know, if I remove those defense medals, I'm not doing it at all. I just don't have the attack power to make up for it. But I'll try anyway in my own time. And this, again, you've obviously already saw this, but this is my current appearance. Yep, still wearing that outfit, but what can I say? It just goes so well with the avatars that I make. I still haven't forgotten some of the other things, like the story mode. I know I still need to do that, but like I said, I just don't have the time. I'm going to have to set aside like an hour or so just to go from like story mode here. Not going backwards, obviously, just making a point. Story mode here, then here, here, here. Oh, then there, there, there. That's how I'm going to do it, basically. I'm going to go from cutscene to cutscene. I'm not going to do the ones in between because they're unnecessary and they'll take too much time. And on that note, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.